Hello, everyone. So got a quick primer on the virtual classroom, because some of what I showed in class probably felt a little bit unclear because I couldn't share my screen. So I kind of wanted to show you what it would look like if you're a student and you come into this page and what it would do. So you land at the announcements page. We click on virtual classroom. And once the class is live, it'll be in like darker, bolder print. So ours are going to be this remote Mondays. I have a test session running right now because it's not Monday, but this is where you would go, and the one that is at that time would be live, and you would click here on the one that's live, and you would say join session, right? So you would click that. Now I have to open a separate tab for technical reasons, but you would come to the class, and this is me streaming from another place, and I would be sharing my screen. We'll give it a second. Here we go. Right. So what you would be looking at as a student, wish I could minimize. Oh, wait, again. There we go. What you would be looking at would be something akin to this. So you would have your browser open. You would see what I was doing. So you would see my mouse, right? You can see what I'm clicking on. I can do things like that, so you can see what's happening. Um, and over here is where the chat will happen. So you might have to click on the everyone, but you can see who's attending, um, and you can chat with a message, and you can, hello world, and you can talk to each other. And mine just says student because that's the name I typed in. But you can also minimize this to a little bit if you need to. So I can, not that much. There we go. I can shrink this down. So if I'm someone that really needs to like click around, there we go, I'll do something like this. While my teacher is working, I can have this here. I can close this chat for a minute, if I need to. I can watch what the teacher's doing. And then if I want to ask a question, I can do this, and it'll make it a little bit smaller temporarily, and I put this back up. Um, and in the meantime, I have my program or whatever it is open on this end. And as I'm doing that, uh, you know, we're watching the demonstration over here. And I usually try to fill in, make this as big as possible. There's still, you can tell it's a little bit tiny sometimes. So that's unfortunate, but I'm also not gonna be on a monitor this big. Sorry, this will be bigger. I just have it, the settings are a little bit weird right now. Um, so that's kind of the gist of it. Is you click in and you'll see what I'm doing, you'll hear what I'm saying. Um, there There'll be a little tiny version of me down here for most of the class. You do not have to turn your camera on. So these things, your mic and camera are down here. Please keep your mic off unless you've raised your hand. And I've said like, oh hey, so and so, what's your question? And then you can unmute and you can ask. If you are typing in your question, you can just type it in here. You don't have to raise your hand at all. I keep tabs on the chat. I do watch it as the class goes on, so I try to answer questions as they come in. Um, you are not required to share your video. You don't have to do that. That's yeah. So that's the gist of it actually is and how you set it up will be up to you. So some people will simply be watching it like this. Others will kind of try to make it smaller and then click around as I'm instructing. When it's all said and done, it will be saved here, hamburger menu recordings. So you could rewatch it if you needed to. And the class, I would probably stay a little bit afterwards if there was any questions, if anyone had anything that they needed to ask. But it is going to be kind of just like last Monday, where it's pretty big, just a demonstration. We'll walk through the stuff we have to learn, the steps for the homework. And then we would have Wednesday as a work time, and I would be present in the lab. All right, so I just wanted to show kind of a little bit more of what this is going to look like. Again, the assets won't look as tiny. I'm using the wrong monitor to show you guys this in order to capture it for you. Um, and yeah, that's essentially it. So please email me if you have any questions. You should probably have headphones if you're in the lab so that there's not, 12 computers all having the same audio. Or if everyone wants to kind of like log into one to listen to, we'll keep that one on as the general sound. That's kind of up to you. Please also let me know if it looks a little bit too laggy. So if I'm working and I click on something and like I mention it and it takes a long time for it to seemingly happen, let me know that there's that discrepancy. I'll see what settings I can change to make that work. But otherwise, I will see you all on Monday.